Yeah, so around 2014, I started from the mines. Originally, the company started in a friend's garage. I was selling stuff out of a garage on Craigslist, just making ends meet, living on my friend's couch. I had met my wife and she came here from Venezuela, and we started like a little crystal business. One thing led to the next, and now kind of here we are. This was my second warehouse originally. If you come here, you would know we have 1008. And then you have 1010, which is where like most customers come to 1010. But this was like my second warehouse. My first warehouse was not just my friend's garage, but then I moved and I had this like, literally it was in someone's bathroom in a warehouse. It was like 150 square feet and you used to have to step over rocks. It was crazy. But I got this space, I think 5 years ago. And this was originally my first warehouse. And that's when I started kind of bringing customers in, clients in. And then as things kind of progressed, we started getting like large accounts, corporate accounts. Big accounts is what really worked for us, and maintaining those big accounts. And then I started traveling and going and meeting with those clients and coming up with ideas that made them money. And that really helped to build and grow this business into kind of what it is now, which is a very, very large operation as far as selling crystals and minerals go. We handle a very large percentage of the business that happens in the US. I've never really wanted to handle small business because there's so many wholesalers in the US that are dealing with the smaller end clients. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean it as like I'm not trying to take food out of anybody's mouth. So I always kind of tried to find my own way and not step on anybody's toes or not steal anybody's clientele or go after clientele, because that's pretty much what not just this business is, but all businesses like that. But that's not really how I operate. I think it's bad karma. And I don't think you grow and sustain a business by doing negative things. And what happened, long story short, is my brother and my cousin eventually came to work here. And that's when we took over this warehouse, which is about double the size of the one that we just were in, which is 1008. And we took over 1010 and we started building it out. And we didn't have both warehouses at the time. We just had this one. And then the person who moved into this warehouse, I guess whatever happened, they couldn't pay their rent and they moved out. And so this was a wall where we're standing right now, and we blew this wall open and combined the two warehouses. And now we have this warehouse, and then all of the offices in the upstairs. And God willing, in 2021, we're gonna blow out that wall over there where the, like the metal frame is, and we're gonna take the next warehouse. We're working on that right now. The thing is just getting the landlord to come up with a fair price for it. And I think that the real gist of all of it is that, really started this business like 5.5 years ago with my wife out of a garage selling things at the Meadowlands flea markets, which is like nickel and diming, doing like little gem shows. If you work really, really hard, then you can do anything.
Doing it?
What's up?
Hello.
So, how was your stay?
Peaceful.
Yeah. Grab a cart and
Yeah.
there's a lot of new stuff to see.
I know. I'm so excited.
If you're interested in like a lot, let me know.
I actually looked online and I found Chris at the beginning of when I started my business, and he told me so much that I wouldn't have known otherwise, and my business honestly only grew because of him. The prices he has, it's just crazy. He always has so much different stuff, honestly, so every time I come I can get something else. A lot of rare stuff that, you shop online and get it shipped, and you might not get it, it might end up broken, whereas here you can come and hands-on actually see the pieces.
Do you want anything like in this size range?
I'll probably pick out like all.
This is all very nice stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking about just
Up to
clearing
where?
it all out to, I don't know, like all this.
Okay,
like,
so you don't want
stuff.
this size.
No, I do. I'm looking at this one. I do want that. I do want this.
All right.
And then I'll take all the
Okay.
smaller stuff down that way.
All right.
Medium.
You got it, Rod?
I got it. So that looks like a comfortable area. They all have a little bit of space of their own. Take a couple pieces of bubble wrap, make a few layers.
So how I started working here is, me myself, I've been an enthusiast for crystals for quite some time. Since shopping with my family, I picked up this one piece of malachite, in Chinatown, and I was so taken aback by its natural beauty. And so fast forward years later, I'm working at a research center, and I would bring in crystals all the time and try to educate them in a nice, gentle way about what I knew of them, the knowledge I accumulated. And one of my coworkers happens to say, she's like, you know, you really do appreciate stones in a special way. She's like, you should meet my son. He has a warehouse, and he actually needs somebody right now. It turns out that lovely coworker was actually Chris's mom, and I set up an appointment. I ended up meeting with Chris through his, lovely mom, Liz, and it was a match made in heaven ever since.
And Crystal, you said you're gonna go through this?
I'll go through those ones, yeah.
Okay.
With the pines, I'll take that whole
Okay, so
one.
we're gonna collect that.
Okay.
So this you can collect.
All the tangerines.
Crystal,
Yeah.
you drew a line here?
Yeah. I
You don't
think
want
there
these
was
back
only
two rows, right?
There was like 3 in the top, the line up at the top.
You don't want these back 2 rows. Okay, so this right here you can collect. Okay?
Got it.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
And this right here.
Tiny stuff. Okay.
Okay. So it's always really nice to have Crystal in the warehouse. She's actually one of my favorite clients, and that doesn't mean that I, like her better than other clients. It's just I saw her start from the beginning and grow her business from literally scratch, bare minimum, kind of like what I did here. So I relate to that. And I also like that she really listens. A lot of people come in here, and again, I'm the sales rep, so it's hard for me to sometimes express my feelings and my thoughts to people because it seems like there's this agenda where I'm just trying to sell you things. But that's really not my agenda. My agenda is to make sure that a person succeeds and grows, and then I develop a client. Turning a $500 client or a $1,000 client into a $10,000 client is really the goal. So if I destroy that relationship in the beginning because I want to sell someone an extra couple $100s worth of stuff, that would be very silly of me. So typically, most clients come in, they have a very set idea, very set way, and they're not looking to really deviate out of that. But then you get a client like Crystal who comes in and is open and is just starting, and you could take that client and mold that client and build that client. And quite honestly, she's had more success than people that have been doing it for 10 years. Long story short, if someone's open and willing and they want to pick my brain, I'm always open for that. Melvin. So Melvin is pretty much like the warehouse assistant, manager, does all of the jobs that require a lot more thought. Even though he's young, he's got a decent brain inside there. So what happens sometimes is, like if I don't like to charge anybody anything extra, so if I have something in a bin, I'll put the bin when it's empty on the scale, and then I'll tear the scale so you don't get charged for the weight of the bin. So I did that for Crystal with one of these bins, and then I forgot to bring it back to 0, so everything she got was reduced pricing because it was teared. But pretty much almost this whole page has been on a scale. The scale's been teared. So you got. Good for you.
Great deal. He said great, good for you.
Good morning. How's it going, guys?
I got a bunch of shipments going out. Well, I got this pallet going out, but Melvin is usually the one that loads the pallets, and he's doing something, and Max is on a video call, so I guess I'm loading pallets right now. $500, 3 exclamation points. And then when we're doing the video, you'll walk past like you did with the Buddha.
Okay.
Hilo? Hey everybody, so we're super excited to announce our next giveaway. As some of you who have been following us for a while might know, we had done a $500 shopping spree here, and we're going to replicate that. So one of you will be winning a $500 shopping spree here with me. We will be announcing the winner at 14,000 followers, which is 1,000 away from where we are right now. Good luck, everybody. That was pretty good. Hello? Hello? Oh my God. And that's what happens to me too. It's like I have to answer the phone, and it's always like half the time it's these telemarketers. They should have a special island for these people. Like, just send them to an island and let them call each other all day. All right, I need to go up to the attic. We're gonna go up to the attic. Yeah, this is level 10 grab
Okay.
shit. Yeah, this is definitely where the ghost.
We're entering the land of discarded souls. Let's see
Yeah.
what we find.
Only Rodney goes up there.
After a while,
He's the only one that the ghost doesn't like want to murder.
All right, welcome up top.
Yeah.
This is our attic area where we pretty much situate packing material that is yet to be purposed and surplus. So, despite its scary appearance, it houses a lot of our materials pretty comfortably. Not necessarily the favorite that people would gravitate to having to experience, but if you look around, like, all this stuff at some point will come in handy in making sure our orders get shipped the way they need to be shipped. So, welcome up here. We have 2 sets of lights. We have some more packing material back here. And even though it seems in disarray, all of this serves a very pertinent purpose in getting our... You killed my shot! All of this serves a very key role in making sure we get our material where it needs to go as safe as possible.
Purposeful purpose.
Purposeful purpose. Wow, this yields some good memories and some not so good ones. When I first started with Chris and the guys, I was moving very fast, and my attention was averted, and as I was lowering the ladder, I actually ended up cracking my skull open. I looked at my hands, I was terrified, there's blood everywhere, but I also didn't want to be held accountable for making mistakes, so I made my way downstairs, and they patched me up, and everybody was terrified to say the least, but it worked out fine. I healed faster than expected. It looked a lot worse than it was, but no more of that. That's all over with.
This is what happens after you open the attic, and this happens for about a day. Yeah. This is Rodney's bathroom that he uses.
Yeah, I
When
think
it's blinking too, like.
it feels like something might have followed me and just kind of like situated itself in there.
So right now, we just finished up packing this guy's order. We have 4 pallets worth of material, and he requested that we put it into 3 pallets of material. So now what we have to do is pretty much take some of these things off and try to distribute them into these 2 pallets over here without going over our weight limit. But what the major factor of everything is to make sure that we don't have anything too fragile on the bottom or anything too heavy on the top in order to make sure that no material gets damaged in the process. So we probably have to put a little bit more padding in to like even it out before we start putting boxes inside. I thought it was going to be crazier than it is. Maybe we can fill it up, close it, put like a piece of wood, and then if anything we'll put like the singing bowls or something super duper light that won't affect these at all. So we just finished up. Everything looks pretty good as far as like weight and height. So now what we do is we like to put wood on the corners, just like this. We're gonna basically do this to all the pallets, just so make sure it has extra stability, extra structure to it. Make sure if anyone hits it, it won't hit the pallet directly, it'll hit the wood first. And it's just a safety precaution. You know, this is like the thing, I want the wood to kind of go up to like maybe like here.
Okay.
You know, like add just like a couple inches or something.
All right.
The pallets are taller than the wood that we have, and the long wood that we do have, we don't have enough to make the borders for all of them. And Chris, my brother, took his truck keys, so we don't have a means to go buy more wood. So that means that we're gonna have to take the wood off of this pallet and chop off the staple pieces to use on this pallet over there. So we were able to just make it in time so we can get this stuff out today for this guy.
I love this place. Everything here is, it's always clean, clear, you know, out in the open. The aisles are never packed. You could always find what you need for your business. So this will be my third visit. I've never had an issue before. They pack it up nicely, even put it in your car if you need to.
Is it amethyst? Some just super high grade amethyst.
A lot of time people can't get in here, so they send like representatives to come in here and shop for them, like kind of like as an agent. And usually those people want like a commission or something like that. Depends on how I feel. Sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I'll probably not interested. So they have something like that going on right now.
Yeah, so right now I'm just kind of clearing off this area so we can open up all these pallets. There's tons of material we're waiting to get out and evaluate, but first we have to get all the packing material we put aside.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different clients that I'm servicing. And before, I used to just take orders from somebody. Oh, I want 5 pieces of this, 10 pieces of that, or I want 10 pounds of this. And we used to send it out to people. And what wound up happening was there was always complaints because the people didn't get to see their stuff before they received it. So they paid for it and then they got it. And they were like, well, this is not what I thought I was going to get. And eventually I was like, well, I'm just going to stop doing that altogether because it really never worked out very well. And what I do now is I do FaceTime calls. So people who want to purchase their material get to get on the phone with me on a video call and select their stuff and see their stuff before it gets shipped out. And I've eliminated about 95% of the problems that I used to have.
I've been trying to get with you guys like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you gave us the wrong phone number.
Yes.
So I actually last week I was calling somebody and like they were getting angry and I was like a little confused. But now we know if we get the wrong phone number.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So what? You have no crystals right now. Okay. So you're looking to just like kind of buy a few. 100 square feet is a very small contained space. Are you having shelving units, or are you going to have like larger pieces?
I was thinking about a rack.
Okay, got it. A Rod?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the phone. Now that I understand what you got going on, I'm going to put you on the phone with a sales rep, and they're going to help you get your stuff together. Okay? They'll take you through the warehouse and show you all the different options. I'll explain to him what I think he should show you. And if you have any questions, he'll be great. His name is Rodney. Show him top polished coins. Show him amethyst and citrine clusters, smaller stuff, smaller clusters. It's probably going to fill it up.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, how's it going? I'm fine, and yourself? I'm going to show you our top polished points. Let me flip the camera.
So what's happening right now is I'm on the phone with a client, a new person. He's just figuring out what he's doing in his business, and this happens quite frequently. People get me to select their material for them. So as you can see, like he gave me a budget, and I kind of shopped for him based on what's the most popular items, what items I think he'll sell the best. And so this is a selection I put together for him based on his budget and based on the description of his business. So many times you do a sale with somebody. That's kind of the tricky thing with FaceTime calls or video calls, is that you know the client's not there and they can just renege on the sale, which happens. So now I would never pack someone's stuff until they pay for their order, because then you wind up with 5 boxes worth of stuff that you got to unpack if someone didn't pay for their order. It's a lesson for everybody out there. Don't do your work until you're paid.